firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I'm joined live and in studio with the one and only Sharon McNamara.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yay. It's nice to be back. Thank you for having, I had last week off, but I was listening, and then I felt like I was part of the show anyways, because I kept on piping in.
Yeah. Well, you're always part of the show, even if you're not here or listening or whatever. But yeah, no, we had fun with Tracy. So Tracy Grady, who's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate with her husband, Jim, they make up the Grady team, and she joins us often. And she loves to.
Yeah. She's like who used to always fill in for certain people, you know what I mean? Like Hoda used to fill in for someone, and then she became the main person, and now Hoda's gone.
Yeah. Now Hoda is
Bye,
gone.
Hoda.
Yeah. I saw that. It was like the longest goodbye ever, I felt like.
Yeah, I know. Enough already. Yeah. But I feel like she did. I like the way she did it, though. You know what I mean? She gave her viewers time to, digest it all. But anyways, here we are live in studio in our new studio. We have Tim in the WATD studio in Marshfield. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day weekend. I know.
Yeah.
Two big weekends. Last weekend was Super Bowl weekend. We talked all about that and how Colin was at the Super Bowl with the president.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about love.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone cares, it's also NASCAR weekend in Daytona.
It is
Daytona
NASCAR
500 tomorrow.
weekend. Yeah.
Yes.
The president, I heard on the news this morning, the president is going to be there Sunday.
Yes, the president will be joining the Fox Sports team at 11:30 when they start their coverage. Everything has been moved up 1 hour because there's some rain coming.
I know.
Trying to get it all in, at least halfway. So
Yeah, Colin's going to the Daytona 500 too.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Good.
look at him.
Yeah. And we have some weather coming in, and that's what we're going to talk about today. It doesn't even seem like it, but we always say the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday is what we consider spring market. So here we are, the Saturday after Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's like so far. Like I feel like the year has gone by a little bit quickly.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
February's
And then
almost over.
that little groundhog guy, I know he saw 6 more weeks of whatever. So I don't even really pay attention. It's just like, every day seems like Groundhog Day to me right now. So, but we are going to talk. I love the title that you came up with, Spring into Action, Preparing Your Home for the Spring Market, it's a good topic because even though it doesn't feel like spring, it is.
It's essentially here.
It is.
Market-wise.
Yep. And I've been having some great conversations. I know our agents have been so busy. We had our top producer luncheon this past Thursday, which was great. So I'm going to try to remember. So congratulations to obviously Mary Horton and myself. We were the #1 team for Boston, whatever. And I don't even know if people understand. Yes, I own Boston Connect Real Estate, but I treat myself like an agent at Boston Connect Real Estate. So, and I never used to count myself in any of those, numbers and, the content, not contest, but like top producer stuff. But I felt like it wasn't really fair to Mary because she's working really hard as well. So she deserves the trophy. So we were the top sale person team, and Kristen Howlett, she is often on here as well. She was our number one sales agent as a single agent. Then we had Team Flynn, who she was on a couple weeks ago. So
Yes, she was with us.
Yep, they were number two, right?
Yep. So number two for units. So that is total number of homes that they sold, and then number three for volume. So that's monetary wise.
Yeah, and then Flip Flop.
Was the trading team. Yeah.
So they were number two in volume and number three in units sold.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then, of course, we also had Matt Mahoney, who was our, he came in second highest here as a single agent. And then Sue Bollinger.
Yeah.
She came in third. And it's just so nice the numbers come in January. Everybody's crazy after the holidays, just to take some time and just sort of like sit and like casually just have lunch and enjoy each other. So it was really great. So congratulations to all our agents. They are just such hardworking agents. So I really am so proud of them. I feel like Mama.
Shout out.
Mama Bear.
That's
what I'm going to do next year. Can you remember, like, I want to get those little,
Mama Bear.
Remember those little foiled stars in like, the teachers would put them on your head.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't do that now.
My teacher never put it on my head, but maybe like my homework.
Yeah, well, maybe it was
Like
like
a
after school thing. It was almost like we were getting ashes.
No.
That will be coming up soon.
And you
too.
need this.
Yeah. Yeah, ashes to ashes. But again, congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you. And I know we've been talking, and everybody's been so busy. We've been doing CMAs. People are getting prepared. I know, I've been out there doing a lot of CMAs myself, and I've also been working with a lot of new construction. I mean, because there is no inventory, and that's probably in your agenda somewhere. Why coming on sooner than later always makes sense. And I understand people are like, yeah, but in the springtime, like I have beautiful flowers and I have all this. You mentioned it a couple weeks ago, what people should be they should have done last year.
Yeah, and it really, that is sort of our first segment of our show today, is sort of a market update and where we're at market-wise. And I knew I was going to ask you this question because I kind of think I know your answer. And that's, what do you think people are looking for right now in the spring market? And I think with what's happened in the past week or so with your business might reflect what people are looking for, because we tend to see this pattern every year at the springtime. So what's been going on with your business?
So you're talking about my new construction? Yeah. And, I've been thinking about that as well. And I really, how I love numbers and everything. And I don't like to bore people with numbers on the radio show, though, because they sort of just float out in the air.
Yeah, it's more of a visual thing.
Yeah. But our new construction has been so busy, and I've been thinking about that. And I think that there are a couple of reasons why. And I was actually talking to Stonebridge Homes, who is the developer that Mary and I work for. We have 2 subdivisions with them. They have several throughout, the South Shore, and they have one in Norfolk and Lakeville, and they're all over Weymouth and Bridgewater and stuff. So I've been thinking about it because I got another reservation last night.
Wow.
Yeah. So what did we get this week? I think we got 2 or 3 reservations this week, and then we ended up getting 4 last week. And with each one of those comes, and this is what's been working out nicely now that Mary is back. It's nice that she's able to sort of do the back end stuff. And it's so different than when Mary was my assistant, when she was like doing the administrative, right? Now I can just literally pass it off and not think about it. And I can do what I need to do while she's doing what she has to do to get that stuff. And she can be home, you know what I mean, with Silas in between and stuff. So I will do, the appointments. Like I have one this morning. I have to run out of here. I have to finalize some selections. Tomorrow I have a selections meeting. Thursday I had a selections meeting. And it's people, picking out what they want in their home. So I've been thinking about why is this? I mean, and I think that as a team at Boston Connect Real Estate, and when I mean team, I mean my whole office. Like as agents, we are very, very connected and helping each other, which actually reminds me, I forgot to call someone back that called me this week.
Okay.
That needed some help.
Oh.
I forgot. Because I was in a meeting and anyways, Kelly, I will be calling you.
Oh, next week. She knows.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
totally fine.
So, I have been looking at, why are we so busy? We do such a great job though with our follow up and touching back to people, giving people the answers that they need. I always say no one can sell a house like a listing agent can.
Right.
Right. So, and I'm not saying, I'm going to just talk about the best thing about our buyer's agents is they do follow up. They do find out details about the house. They don't just like, oh, you didn't like it, fine, whatever. It's, oh, I didn't like this about it, or finding out what is the cause, root cause of all that. Well, I think it's because there's no inventory.
Right.
People, they right now don't have a lot of choices. And new construction is wonderful. I mean, nothing is as great as new construction is if you have the time. Now, that's one of the things that I'm sort of falling into is not being able to keep up. Like, it takes 6 months to build a house after you sign a purchase and sales agreement, so they're busy building them. It's hard to build other ones that are just sort of sitting around for the reload person or someone who wants to be in. Now, I did have a couple of those, and those ones we got reservations on last week. So I think that's it. I think the other thing is, inventory is low. And I also think, let me back up. So those of you who are listening and you're thinking about putting your house on the market, you should listen to what I just said. It takes 6 months to build a new construction house. So, and we're like, every 2 weeks, something's going to be popping out, right?
Right.
If you have a house that's now your competition isn't as great. Like people don't like to compete with new construction because it's hard to.
Yeah.
Everything new roof, new mechanicals, new, just energy efficiency. But if you are thinking about coming on the market, now you don't have that competition. It's like you have the person who needs to get in right away. So I did do a CMA. Remember I did one in Bridgewater for a condo in Bridgewater.
Yeah.
They're making some decisions on, who they want to hire. They have not hired me yet. I'm hoping that they do if they decide to go forward. And if they don't, I respect their decision. But I actually met them.
Yeah.
At Cushing.
At open house.
Yeah, at open house at one of my new construction. But I had an agent call me and asked about one of, Cushing. And she had a client who needed to be into something in like 45, 60 max days because she has her house under agreement. I was like, I don't have anything. I was like, however, I did just do a CMA on another house, that might fit their needs. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Told her like where the address was because it was previously on the market, when they purchased it. And so I'm always thinking ahead for those people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think when it comes to new construction, you talking about competition, the timeline that the development starts and finishes is so long. So it's hard to tell if new construction is a competition or if it's just a separate beast.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so because there are homes that are available for so long, whether it's already built and it's a model home or if it's, from the ground up, but you're choosing everything, you always sort of have that if you live near a development. But here's the thing, it can also increase the value of your home too. So if somebody maybe can't afford to get into the new construction or just doesn't want to go through that process, but they love your area or they love the community that you have, and you have that in 2-3 bedroom ranch that pretty much everyone looks for.
Everybody wants the
or
ranch.
you have the 4-bedroom colonial. People will gravitate towards your home too. So that's why I don't necessarily believe that, new construction is a competition. I think it's a totally different avenue. So you either love it or you steer away from it. But I always sort of thought of that when it comes to new construction and resales and what sort of people who have resales, how they feel about new construction.
So interesting when you were talking, I'm actually drawing here something that I might put into a slide. because I've been talking about this for actually a while. I mean, the past few years, we've just been in this cycle of not enough, housing and not enough inventory. And it's almost like there's ketchup stuck in the bottle, and it's almost like it's not moving because no one has any place to move to. And we've talked about this as well with new construction, that unfortunately the guidelines and the perimeters around building a new development are really stringent. So it isn't easy to build a development. Like, I know that Stonebridge has been, there's a couple that they've been working on for few years, waiting for electric to get into a development,
or even pouring the foundation. I mean, think about what goes into pouring the foundation and the weather and everything like that. And the past couple of years we've been blessed with not so bad winters. Who knows what
it's a problem.
I think last year, was it the year before, that was like, it rained a lot. I can't remember, but just getting back to the whole spring theme of our show, I think it could be as simple as, people prefer to put their house on the market now, and that's because they prefer to move in the next month, 2 months, or whenever they find something. Not everybody wants to move in the dead of winter, and like I said, we've been blessed with sort of mild winters the past couple of years, but who's to say?
And I always say to people, when people, say about moving, who wants to do it in the winter and all that other stuff, that stress is so short term. You know what I mean? Rather than, I would rather short-term stress and have to move in the winter rather than wait until the spring when it seems like all the buyers, everybody has FOMO, right? So they feel as if, oh, well, I don't want to buy it. If a house comes on the market now, like, I'm going to wait until the spring until more things come on. I know more things are going to come on, more things are going to come on. Well, you could be waiting forever. But here's the thing. You're also going to be competing with a lot of those other buyers who are thinking the same thing. Yeah. And that's why I think that, and I wonder, I have to either change seats with you next time, or I have to move. I have to put something behind me. 781-837-4900. I'm so used to looking at the blackboard thing that we have to tell people to call us. So if you do have any questions for us, if you want to talk about this conversation with us or anything real estate, we're here for you this morning. Tim is at the studio in Marshfield at WATD. We're here in our home studio in Pembroke Center at our Boston Connect office, 781-837-4900. But I think, waiting and waiting and waiting, now you're just going to be competing with more people. So you're going to end up paying more. So I don't know, maybe I'm cheap. I'd rather pay less and have stress for a month. Stress is it's not even for a month. It's the day you're moving.
Yeah. I would say, I wish we asked maybe Jasmine or somebody if they see a trend in year to year, what time of year they give out the most pre-approvals, or people are asking them for pre-approvals, or they're meeting with their clients and stuff like that. So
I would guess it's in the spring.
Yeah, I would guess the spring.
Because I wonder, people are probably, if a house comes on the market right now, they might look, but maybe they haven't gone through the pre-approval process yet. So they're...
and I always find it funny when people are like, oh, did we miss the market? The market doesn't go away. The market's always there. There's always a buyer for a home. It comes down to pricing your home accordingly. It truly does, because I feel like there's not one day where there's not going to be one buyer. It just doesn't happen.
And I do think the other thing that we have with the low inventory is, we still have that lock-in effect. And, you brought up Jasmine, and that's what made me think about that. There are so many people who have this great rate on their house. I think I have 2.37 or something on my house, which is almost paid off. And I'm sort of bummed about it. Why didn't I do a cash out refi? I should have done a cash out refi at 2.375. I mean, that was really dumb of us.
Oh, well,
yeah, I know. But it would be nice not to have a mortgage on the house, I guess. Yeah. But
I guess. I guess.
Yeah. I'm saying, when you get to a certain age, you want your money to be making you money, right? So I should have done a cash out refi and maybe purchased a 2-family or something. Yeah. Oh, actually, our two-family, we'll talk about that later. I do have a rental available. Sue Bollinger.
Yeah.
I hired Sue
You
Bollinger.
do have a two-family.
Yeah. I hired Sue Bollinger to be our rental agent on that because Mark really handles all that. I don't do any of it.
Yeah.
So, that lock-in effect, that's another reason why people are not really in, they're not in a speedy movement to sell their house because when they do the math, it doesn't math out.
Yeah,
Nowhere
the
to
math
go.
isn't mathing.
Yeah.
Somebody had recently asked me, "Oh, if you put your house on the market today, how much would you put it on for?" And I said, "I don't even want to think about it because I'm not. It's not going to happen because I wouldn't even know where to go."
Yeah.
No, it's not going to happen.
I've been in the same house for 32 years.
Yeah, it's
wild.
interesting because it's interesting to me because the majority of realtors that I know have been in the same house for as long as you.
Yeah.
And they sell houses for a living.
I know. It's interesting. The Grady's, they're in their same house. I mean, the Flynn's moved a couple times, but like this house,
But they were at that age where they were expanding their family.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them, but I think that they'll be in their home now for quite some time, and they have an in-law. But yeah, well, Marianne Trask was a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She owned a multifamily, and she recently sold that because she just decided that she didn't want to be a landlord anymore. But she lived in there too, so they're starting their new journey. But they've been in that house for over 30 years.
Yeah, I know. Kristen Howlett.
Yes, Kristen Howlett's been in her house for 20-something years.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, is anyone listening right now? Why do people move? It seems like an awful lot of work. No, but it is an awful lot of work. And that's why, the truth is probably because we've been so busy in our life. I do think about that. Before I owned Boston Connect Real Estate, I really, when, that 2004 time when things were just so busy, we didn't have time, and it's interesting with me and Mark because, when I'm busy selling houses or if that market slows down, it tends to be like, oh, interest rates went up, so nobody's selling or buying. Now it's Mark is busy with plumbing
because people are home and they're seeing the things wrong with their house.
And they're doing renovations and they're doing additions and they're doing things. So it was always like a good balance in our life. And what happened is before you know it, the girls were gone. And why would we leave our small little 3-bedroom Cape?
Yeah. It's not so small, but it's a perfect size, I feel like, for two people.
Yeah. I remember when we first moved in there. I told the story a few months ago about, the builder who, can I say screwed us?
Stole your money.
Yeah, can I say that? I don't know if I can. Well, he did. And I told that story. And that's when we found this house. We lived with our in-laws for a couple months. We saved, we rolled pennies. I sold suits to consignment shops, all these things just to come up with $5,000 for the down payment. And I remember you have dreams and wishes and hopes. We had a gravel driveway. Oh, we'll save up. We'll do the driveway, which we did. And then, Mark was always like, in 5 years, we'll put up a garage. 25 years later, the garage went up. And I love it. I'm so glad that we did wait because it's exactly what we want, right? I don't know. We definitely digressed on that. So the spring market is what we're talking about. I love spring into action. Prepping your home for the spring market is what Melissa came up with today. 837. Oh, I forgot the 781. 781.
837-4900.
If you have any questions for us or comments about this
call
topic.
or text.
Yeah, call or text.
Call or text if you're shy.
Yeah.
And we're live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. So be sure to follow us. We're waving.
So with the inventory, I know I'm sort of stuck on the inventory, so I'm not going to go further because of this picture I have.
It looks like a carrot.
It does look like a carrot that I took a bite out of, doesn't it? It needs a little more of a point there. So so we have the lock-in effect, which is causing people not to want to sell their home because if I sell my home today and I have this if I have this rate and then I'm going to go up to 7, what am I going to end up with? And Mel, you've heard me. I talk people out of selling their house. I'm like, why would you want to do this? To me, it's not about selling real estate. It's helping people make a decision and educating people on the real estate market so they can make the best financial decision for themselves and what's best for them, right? And their family. So the people we have the lock-in effect. Now we have the people who are in the 4-bedroom colonial, and those are, the right sizers, and they're like, what am I going to do with all this space? Now, recently, a couple weeks ago, somebody had, somebody listen and watching?
Yeah, Tracy Grady.
Hello, Tracy Grady. Hello. And before we forget, happy belated birthday to your mom.
Oh, yes. Happy belated birthday to Liz from Brockton.
But the 4-bedroom colonial, so like Tracy and Jim are going through this right now. I mean, what the heck and Tracy's a peanut, by the way. Like Tracy, like a ranch would feel large to Tracy.
Edna is bigger than Tracy.
But they love their home. They've done a lot of great things to the home. So when the time comes to sell their home, I mean, they're in a really good position. But they're the ones where they're like sort of trying to feel things out. Well, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? It's like, have a good rate on my house. There are no ranches to purchase. I don't really picture them living in a condo situation, really, unless Mark and I were on one side.
Let's meet in the backyard.
Yeah, let's get a duplex.
Yeah, the two of you guys could get the last 2 duplexes.
Yeah, but you know what? I do have to talk to Tracy about something too, because now one of the things that maybe Tracy would want to move to Washington, probably not, to be closer
probably
to
Nashville.
Yeah, that's the thing, Nashville, right? So, is that something where she is waiting for the right time and the right market to maybe make a move there? Because Mackenzie was telling me the other day that she thinks ultimately at the end of wherever she ends up, that she probably will end up in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Not Nashville, in Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Tennessee?
That's where Ethan's family is from.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so...
Tracy agrees to your compound. Nashville, no income tax. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, so Tennessee Connect, here we come.
Yeah. Tennessee Connect.
Yeah, we're going to work on that today.
We'll talk to Tracy about a minute.
You're the only 10 I see.
Now, Tim, which one are you talking to? Is it both of us or?
Yes, everybody, even Tracy.
Tracy, yeah, that's funny. But so with them, it's the matter of, maybe, not even really snowbirding. It's just like, and that's the other interesting thing too, is, we used to have a lot of snowbirds. Can we do a show on that? I'm not really seeing snowbirds. I'm actually seeing people like, I'm up and I'm out. I'm out of here. I'm not even coming back. I'm not even coming back for the summer.
Well, I think that's because in the past couple of years, like a lot of your clients have moved out of state with no intention of coming back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
they're not snowbirding. They're not snowbirding. They're not.
They're like saying toodaloo.
Yeah, ta-ta for now, as
Ta-ta
Chigga would
for
say.
now.
TTFN.
No.
Ta-ta for now. I love it. So that's what people, I think it's like, hey, I'm all done here. I'm going on to the next chapter. But I wonder how the market is. So I know, like, I talk to my friends on Clubhouse, and, we have people throughout the whole country. And I know things are slow in Florida. I'm wondering how things are in Tennessee. But like, I think other markets also depend on if people are putting their house on the market here or not, right?
Well, think about recently you had a listing and you received an offer. We've talked about this on the show, and they had a home to sell in Florida, and we just were like sort of uneasy about the market in that area, and we were right. They essentially didn't, get the opportunity to sell their house because nobody was looking at it.
Oh yeah, I wonder if they ever did sell it. We should look that up.
I don't know.
See, we were sort of key on with that one and told our client to just sort of wait.
We said we're moving on.
And we said, maybe we'll, hey, we appreciate and respect your offer, but like when you get further along in the sale process, like let us know. So that's those people. Then there's the people in the 3-bedroom Cape, and I'm going to sort of mix the two together. Like, let's just say like a 3-bedroom Cape, like I have in a 3-bedroom ranch, not at the age I'm at, right? And Tracy and actually, who's going to be there soon is Kristen. Like a lot of our agents at that point where, what do you need all this space for? Right. But where do we go?
Yeah.
So it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So is it like, okay, the people in the 4-bedroom colonials have to put their house on the market, so the people in the 3-bedroom Cape and ranch will have some place to go? Because then I'm thinking about the people that are in maybe the condo or even a smaller sized house that just want to, like you said, like my house isn't just, just the Cape. We did an addition and stuff like that. So maybe there's that person that wants to leave, the ranch or the Cape to get into something like my house. Like we need that ketchup to get out of the bottle, but it's like no one wants to make the first move.
Well, here's the thing. I know that you just said that you have convinced people not to sell and maybe make some modifications to their home. But here's the thing, and we're getting away from our topic, but this is our show, so whatever.
We can do whatever we want. But it's a good topic.
Yeah. Choose those decisions wisely.
Yeah.
Because one day you will be selling, whether it's in 10 years or whether it's unfortunately after someone passing or going into an assisted living situation. And you don't want to hinder your ability to sell it one day. So, if it's okay to make a first floor bedroom, but there's some modifications that might not be to everyone's liking.
And I always tell people that too, especially like our, past clients and things, if they are going to make some adjustments and changes to their house, like just invite me over and, I'll be honest with you, the things that I think you should do and the things that I think you shouldn't do. And I mean, I go into houses all the time and I'm like, oh, I wonder why they did this. They made the modifications based on what their needs were and didn't think forward beyond that, which is fine. Some people feel that way. They're just like, whatever, I don't care about the next person. I just care about myself. And if I'm the one that's going to be passing away in this house, let my kids worry about it, right? So, but it's interesting because there are times when I'm even in my house and I'm like, I wonder, like, would I make my living room like a first floor bedroom and do like a bathroom and like, you know what I mean? Like a full bath there. Like I am always trying to think about what I would do to modify my house so I could age in place.
Well, it's interesting because even thinking about my house, so technically I have a 2-bedroom raised ranch, but I do have a finished room in the basement. I can't call it a bedroom, but it can be functioned as I know that the seller of my house used it as a bedroom. And there's been times where
I
I'm
love
like,
that one of the daughters actually just like modified like a storage area.
I know,
she's
modified
like, I need to
the
get
unfinished storage area. But I've said, I can't believe, they raised 3 kids in this house. I mean, it feels like you couldn't, but then I have to take a step back and say, okay, they used that room as a bedroom and I'm not currently using it as a bedroom. So it was hard for me to see the vision, but if I took all my crap out of it, and put a bed in there, okay, now it's a bedroom.
Yeah.
It could function as that. I'm just not using it as that. So things like that where like take how you use the room right now out of your head and think about how you could use that room.
Exactly. And too, like I've had a couple, this lovely couple, go ahead.
We're just trying to convince people not to sell.
I know.
That's totally not our thing.
I know. But there was another couple, that I was helping in West Bridgewater, and they're a wonderful, wonderful family. I actually want to be part of their family. They're so great. And, he was going through some medical things, late 70s, early 80s. And I said, this is what I would love for you. I would love for you to just sort of like slow this process down. Why don't you get through the holidays, the medical appointments you need, see where you are there. It does not make sense for anyone to rush into selling their house when they have all these other things weighing on them. Because I promise you what I've seen is that stress will make whatever illness or whatever is going on that much more difficult to deal with. So, and I do think that that's one of the things that we do a great job with is, and I really, really, really love working with the families who are going through those, those transitional times of, maybe mom and dad are going into, assisted living or a nursing home, or maybe the people who bought your house, an in-law type situation, living with mom, and helping them through that process, because it can become overwhelming when you're the sandwich generation. It's like you're trying to help mom or dad or mom and dad. And on the other side, you have, the kids, and you have to pick them up from college, and, they have a football game, or, so it is a lot of stress. And I love being able to be that person in the middle that's just sort of helping them navigate all that stress so we can make it a little bit easier on them. Yeah. All right. That's what I got.
Prepping for spring.
I know. Now we have 15 minutes to talk about what we're going to talk about. But we were, hey, this is the thing. We're talking to all the people who are considering selling your house. And what we're saying is there is a lack of inventory. I'm seeing skyrocket. I mean, 7 reservations in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was texting with Mary last night because we use Teams so we can see when each other is like sort of on there. And so the other night we were both on there doing our own thing. And then yesterday I had a question for her. And she's like, so we were texting and she's like, yeah, like, I don't know that we've ever been like this busy where we had all these reservations at once. I go, yeah, it happened 2 weeks after you gave birth to a baby.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it did. It happened in October as well, right? So we had 6 reservations. So once if you are thinking about, I guess the moral of the story is, if you are thinking about selling a house and your common question is, or the question you have is, where am I going to go? Well, we have to try to help you figure that out. But no one's going to go anywhere unless somebody makes the first move.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, and literally, like the person in the 3-bedroom ranch, are you the one that makes the first move? Maybe that could, and what I'm seeing with the 3-bedroom ranches are the people who have been in their house for 50 years, by the way, right? Yeah. So if we see more of that, I think we will this year. There's a prediction, if you want to say that, for 2025, that I feel like we will see more of that happening. And now the people from the 4-bedroom can get into the 3-bedroom ranch, which opens up the 4-bedroom colonial for the people in the 3-bedroom Cape to move up. So if they need larger home for their family needs. So that's what we need we need some movement in the ketchup bottle.
We need some movement.
Yeah. Don't add water. Just give it a good.
Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. That just sent a chill down my spine, putting water in the ketchup bottle. Is that something that you did?
I'm not a huge ketchup fan, but like I don't use ketchup a lot. I think I remember that from when I was younger. Why would I say that? They put a little ketchup in the bottle and shake it up, or is that conditioner for your hair?
Okay. Well, one you eat and one you shouldn't. So I don't know.
Listen, I didn't live in the times of the Depression, but I don't know. Yeah, I must have, because why would have I come up with it? Put a little ketchup in there, shake it up, and then
Or put a little water in the ketchup.
Oh, what'd I say?
You put a little ketchup in there like you're putting the ketchup in the conditioner. And then you'd have a real problem.
Oh, yeah, then I'd have a real problem. Or maybe not. Maybe I came up with something. All right, so preparing your house. So I guess the first step in this whole process is, should I? And why not? You can always, this is the other show that we should be doing, is how can you set up your house? And I know we've been talking to Amy Masfara. She came to the office one day this week, so we're going to have her on the radio. We're going to be talking about the new laws in Massachusetts regarding home inspections, but it would be really great. I know she does, a class on contingencies and things like that. But if you put your house, if you're the person in the 4-bedroom colonial or any of these, wherever you are, you can always make it contingent upon seller finding suitable housing.
Right.
We're in a market where the buyers are going to deal with it. There was a previous market that buyers wouldn't. They'd be like, all right, get off the pot, if you know what I mean.
Give me your house.
Yeah. Like, I'm not waiting for you.
Yeah.
But you can put stipulations around that too if you're a buyer, right? Like, oh, I don't want to give this person forever to make a decision.
Yeah.
So we can do a show on contingencies, but that's one thing that you could do.
Right. And you, if you don't find something, it's okay too, but you have to make sure that that contingency is in place. And it's written the right way.
And too, with the contingency, if you put it, that it's, it's contingent upon seller finding and securing suitable housing. And, if you have a very good offer on your house, we've been in this market where it's been going up, 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 up. It doesn't always stay like that.
Yeah.
If you got a very, very good offer on your house, like I bet, like if I went up to Tracy right now and said, hey, Tracy, I have a buyer that would pay 1.7 for your house right now. I want her to answer. Tracy, would you take that?
Would you take 1.7 for your house?
I'm just throwing numbers out. I truly don't know what the value of her house is. It could be 2.5 for all I know, but I'm just using, at that point, you have to make a decision. What is my financial decision here? Where is my stress going to lie? If I'm going to do well on the sale price of my home, then maybe I take it. Maybe I decide to rent.
Yeah.
It's
an incentive. So that is something. I know that you have a client who is potentially thinking about selling and renting afterwards, because that's sort of where they're at. You know, but it if you don't want to, and I know this is terrible to say maybe, but like if you don't want to own a home, that's okay too. Like you can rent. And I know that the rental market is tough financially with rents being so high, but again, if somebody came in and blew your socks off, you know, and you were like, okay, yeah, this is something that I would take it in order to rent and move and stuff like that, that's okay too.
And it puts you in a better position, by the way, if you can't find something and you are willing to rent or stay with family, and it puts you in a better position when you do get into a multiple offer situation, which we are still seeing, by the way, right? Because of the low inventory. It puts you in a better position where you don't have to come out and say, I have a home sale contingency. I mean, if your house is already sold and the money is already in the bank, and you know you're able to put a better percentage down, all of those things, it puts you in a much better place negotiating. So if you can, and everybody wants to sell high and buy low, right? It will put you in a really, really good position by having the house already sold.
Right. Do we want to talk about more spring stuff?
Well, I don't know. We have 7 minutes left. I mean, we we can. I feel like, why do we even have an agenda? We never even follow it, right? No, but it's good because
we have more shows that we could do.
Yeah, I really do think that like this is a good show, and we can always either next week, and I don't know if we said something earlier too about we should do a show on that.
Tracy says, hell yeah. Welcome home, lover boy. I would rent temporarily.
Yeah, see? Yeah. So if like that's one of the things that you have to consider is, you know, you can put your house on the market. It's contingent upon seller finding and securing suitable housing, and the buyers are going to allow it if they want to be in your home. I mean, Tracy is on a great street in Hanover. She has the pool. She like they did their kitchen. Like her home is going to be very desirable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That the buyer would be willing to wait and give her time, and and probably maybe even do a lease back. Hey, hey, the rate is where we want it as a buyer right now. How about if we do a lease back for 6 months? At least that person knows. See, Tracy's house is a long-term house. So.
Well, here's the thing. They've also taken care of it, and they've upgraded it or updated it, you know, recently with the past couple of years. So I think that plays a major role in buyers sort of giving you a little bit of leniency because they know what they're getting.
Yeah, they want it.
They want it.
Maybe I should be Tracy and Jim's listing agent. I love their house.
So I also feel we have a great winter inventory with beach homes and community is what Tracy said.
I'm wondering if she's talking about like the winter rentals. So you can do like a winter rental because the summer rentals. One of the things I just circled on here is the pre-inspections. Are they worth it? And I definitely want to do an entire show on that, especially mingling that with what Amy is going to be talking about with the new laws in Massachusetts regarding, it actually isn't going, it's now pushed off until July, I believe.
I was just about to ask July of next year, but I forgot what day it is.
Yeah, it's 2025. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting conversation on that one because when did buyers not have the right to have a home inspection? In the state of Massachusetts, we have to give them facts for consumers as a buyer.
Well,
so if you're a buyer out there and you didn't get that from your agent, guess what? They broke the law.
It's not that they aren't allowed to. It's sellers aren't allowed, like they can't say like, oh, I want to immediately eliminate anybody who has a home inspection. They can't use it as a tool to leverage their offer. But she said, I think so for rentals. So for winter inventory and beach homes for rentals.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, it's this time of year, you know, if you put your house on the market this time of year is actually, I keep on talking about Tracy's house because we are having conversation with her. You know, this time of year is really great for a house like Tracy to go on the market because this is, you know, the relocation. We've talked about that they're at the end of the year, the beginning of the year. They want their kids to start a new school system. So that's a really good time for her to think about that, like when that time does come for her, to do it at the end of the year, because, reloads come in and then they leave, but she could do one of those winter rentals, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Final thoughts on this before we talk about open houses?
No, I know we will. We came up with some really good ideas for some other shows. So like I said, we're going to do the pre-inspection show. We'll do a show on contingencies. We're going to do the show on what the new laws are with that. I know at the beginning we were talking about something and I was like, oh, we should definitely do a show on that. But I'd just like to say, if anybody is thinking about, where am I right now? Is this a good time for me to sell my house, or what is my house worth? I mean, you can certainly give me a call. 781-294-4848 is my cell phone number, and I can give you an analysis. And one of the things I do, or even just call me. Somebody called me a couple weeks ago. I put this item of value in the Council on Aging newsletter, and they called. And, I said, I think it's a great idea to do what you're doing, modifying your house. And just make sure, when you're doing your bathroom, you do the grab bars and all that other stuff. So if you want someone to come over and not just try to sell your house and just give you the information and educate you on the market so you can make the best financial decision for you, whether it is selling your house or not, I'm your girl, 781-294-4848.
Open houses this weekend. So Sharon, you are doing an open house today over at Cochise Estates in West Bridgewater. So you will be there today from 10 to 2.
Yes, I will.
And also doing an appointment there as well.
Final selections.
Yeah. Mary will be over at Cushing Trails in Hanson from 10 to 12 today. So be sure to stop by and see some new construction and either see Sharon or Mary at one of those developments. Faith Birmingham has a open house today at 85 Summit Street in Halifax today from 1 to 3. That is on the market for $1.1 million.
That house is great.
It really is.
Yeah. That's one of the houses that I'm surprised to see sort of on the market. It's been on the market a couple weeks, which is not a very long time. But I'm sort of surprised to see that out there. And I think, with so much multi-generational living going on, that house is perfect. I mean, and they did a lot of nice updates. Mark actually did the bathroom, the plumbing in there. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that came out beautiful. So, yeah, that's a great house. What time is that one at?
1 to 3.
Oh, I might be able to swing by there after I do mine. So maybe I'll go see that.
And then, of course, Cushing Trails in Hanson tomorrow from 10 to 12, and Cochise Estates in West Bridgewater 10 to 2. So that's every single Saturday and Sunday, that time frame.
Yeah. And then at Cushing, we have duplexes, and we just opened Hayford. So if you've been sort of following that, that's the subdivision off the like the little cul-de-sac off the cul-de-sac. And so we opened that up, and so those are all duplex homes. And in West Bridgewater, we have one lot left for single family, but we also are going to be releasing. We have a couple other like single lots that are mixed in with the duplexes, so we're going to be releasing those soon too.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for listening to our show today. You can go to bostonconnect.com to find all of our contact information, or you can go to talkrealestateroundtable.com to listen to any of our past shows, or you can plug that into your podcast app, Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye, Tim.
Bye.
I got a frog in my throat.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Beautiful day for a neighbor.